I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna let you in on a secret right now. Yeah. Not many people are aware of this, but I need to let you know. If you'll let me land, that is. We have until November 2027 to solidify our personal brand. Yeah, I said it. We have until November 2027 to have our personal brand locked and loaded and ready for what the next economy is looking like. And that's the reason why I wanted to jump on this video to let you know that we're running on limited time. We don't have much time left. And I'm not talking on like a morbid vibe of, like we ain't much got time left on that, like that. But in terms of what we can do to position ourselves and future proof ourselves for next opportunities, we don't have much time left. I went and listened to Daniel Priestley. I joined his webinar recently. Daniel Priestley, good brother of mine, really good friend of mine. He doesn't know me, but I've listened to a lot of his content and watched a lot of his work, and he's doing amazing. And he's helped me learn so many things as well that I've been able to implement in my business as well. So incredibly appreciative and grateful for Daniel Priestley. But I say all this to say that it was only until I joined the webinar where I really realized how important it is for the next couple years to really get this right. Personal branding isn't a sort of phase or some sort of, you know, thing or scam or anything like that, or it's really just down to leverage and how you're positioning yourself and how you're perceived in terms of everything that you decide to do with your life. Like your I always look at it from your voice, your story and your expertise, but there's so many areas of what it takes to really have a personal brand that really takes you to a whole new level, which is something that I really want to discuss today. Personal branding is one thing and excuses is another. Before we tackle personal branding, I just want to cover excuses real quick. I've been making loads of excuses, incredibly amount, incredible amount of excuses. It's ridiculous, and I had to look at myself in the mirror, man. I ain't gonna lie. All the stuff that I want to do, all the stuff that I desire, the dreams, the ambitions, all that sort of stuff really ties into getting myself out there more. And I need to lead by example. I'm a personal branding coach. I teach founders how to build their personal brand to use as leverage to provide themselves more opportunities and more ways to generate more clients and in turn generating more revenue and getting more press and really putting yourself out there as the only obvious choice in your niche or your industry and to turn you into a market leader. And I realized that in the pursuit of doing that and helping founders, the personal branding part applies to absolutely everyone. Even myself as a coach, I need to be working every single day to ensure that I build up my personal brand just as much as the people that I work with, or just as much as the people that I want to showcase and share my story with, to let people know that it is possible to do it, and it may be difficult and it will take some time, but if you really commit to doing what needs to be done for the next 2 years, your life will be completely different. And I want to be a living testimony of that. And that's the reason why I decided to jump on YouTube and get the content out, because I need to share my story. I need to share my experiences, and it will be a disservice for me to really, you know, do the work that I do. And when I speak with family, friends, my peers, clients, um, everyone who I have the opportunity to speak to, and they allow me the space to really share my thoughts and everything. They understood the importance right now of building a personal brand, and that's what I mean. The excuses part is what needs to be something that we really need to just let go and just get on with it. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. Sometimes it happens. We're human, but then there's only so much time you can waste before you actually decide to get up and go and get the stuff done. And it was only after listening to the webinar, being involved in the webinar, listening into what Daniel Priestley said, and it was mind blowing. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was crazy, so crazy. I had to post about it, and sadly, it didn't really get much engagement, but it just meant that it hit me so much. I'm just like, it didn't really matter about that post and getting much engagement. I need to be the one to vocalize this to the community, everyone who will listen. You need to focus on build your personal brand. This is no joke. This is actually like a state emergency right now. And if you do not have a personal brand, positioning yourself as the best option for whatever industry you're in by 2027 November, then it's not going to be a good look. There will be so many people that will be way ahead of you because they decided to focus on their personal brand when it was a time when no one thought it was the thing to do, or no one understood the importance of doing it. And by the time it gets to November 2027, it'll be too late. There'll be so many people within your industry that will be so far ahead of you that you're going to be continuously playing catch up. And I don't want that for you. I don't want that for myself. And that's the reason why I'm doing this video. And that's the reason why I will be doing videos every Friday from now on. If you know about me already, then you know that I post blogs every Wednesday without fail. I've been doing it since last year, August, and the feedback has been amazing. And just having the opportunity to, share my expertise and just share my story. But in terms of content, I really wanted to get the courage and, really be on video to really showcase and share my story and let everyone know who I am and what I do and why I love what I do. And the reason why I love what I do is because personal branding is really the wonderful opportunity where you can focus on yourself and letting people know more about you and your mindset, your story, your expertise, like all the things that make you you. This is the best opportunity to showcase it, and doing so will only lead to more opportunity for you to continue to showcase that. And when I joined the webinar, that is what really sunk in for me. I have a mission and I have an objective, but then that just amplified it to a new height, knowing that we're running on limited time. So let me share my screen real quick and let me show you the post that I posted the other day. So last week, I said Daniel Priestley let me in on a secret I can't unhear and neither should you. It was actually, the Global AI Revolution workshop. So he dropped the bombshell. And for me, it was a bombshell. It was a game changer in terms of how I'm navigating and how I will be navigating for the next 2 years, believe me. But he said we have until November 2027 to build a defensible personal brand, or we risk being locked out of the next economy. I purposely said the 30th of November because that is a deadline that I want to set for myself. And that's also the 5 year anniversary of when ChatGPT was launched. So even that says a lot. It says a lot because, let me go back. ChatGPT was one of the more, I suppose, mainstream AI tools that came out. And there's many people who haven't really started to utilize AI as of yet. And that is one thing that is here to stay. That is and even AI is a game changer. It it's leveled the playing field in a way that I didn't even imagine would be a thing. I have no coding experience whatsoever. My dad is a software developer. He was very disappointed that I didn't take the coding route. I went and studied English literature at university. He didn't understand why, but either way, it doesn't matter. Basically, my coding experience is very minimal. But to be in a position now where I can prompt and develop tools, websites, automation just from just prompting something is completely mind blowing. And I'm a big advocate for AI because it's leveled the playing field and it's really given us an opportunity to develop and build these businesses and these ideas and to really cut through, knowing that we can do a lot more with our time, and with being more efficient and utilizing these tools, we can do that. But a lot of people are not doing it yet. And in my humble opinion, as well as personal branding being a thing that we need to lock in, it's also being able to understand how to use AI in our business. It doesn't matter what business you're in, you're going to need to use AI. So I really highly recommend that you start looking into it. And better yet, subscribe, because I'm going to be showing you guys a lot of content on personal branding and AI. Those are my two remits. Those are my two passion points, and those are the two things that I believe, when utilized correctly and utilized well, then you have future proofed yourself for unknown successes in this life, because you picked up on the two most important things. So just future proof yourself, which is allowing people to understand the real you and why you do the things you do, and knowing that you utilize the technology that can really position yourself as an expert in your field, a thought leader in your field, and innovative, oh gosh, what's the word? Gosh, innovative is the word. Innovator. Yes, innovator. An innovator in your field. Apologies. Actually, no, I don't apologize, because I forgot to add, with these videos that I'm going to be putting out, there will be no edits, or even if there is, there'll be minimal. So you're gonna hear the real me. You're gonna hear what I have to say. You're gonna hear what my thoughts are on these different things, these different topics I'm gonna be sharing on a weekly basis. You're gonna get to know me, man. You're gonna get to know me. There's certain words you're gonna learn that I can't pronounce, but that's a story for another day. But either way, that is me, and that's the whole point of the personal brand part. Is that don't be scared of showcasing who you are just on the basis of people on the internet laughing or commenting or just having something to say about whatever. That's got nothing to do with anything right now. If you're in a position where you're looking to build and develop, and you're really going against the grain to really make a name for yourself and carve out a legacy, then you're a winner, man. And you need to keep going, and you need to keep pushing forward despite what people have to say. But on that note, if we get back to the personal branding side of things, it is so important. I can go on about this for a very long time, but what I will say at this moment in time is that you need to think about it from the perspective that there's so many situations going on in this world right now. The redundancies, the layoffs are crazy. But the problem with all of that is those who have not been in a position to develop their personal brand, once they've been laid off, it's extremely difficult for them to get other jobs. And I'm not saying that getting a job is easy. What I am saying is that having a personal brand and being able to leverage that and position yourself as the expert and as the person that is best for that business, it will allow you the opportunity just to boost up the prospects and the opportunity of being selected over others. And sadly, there's so many people that I've been seeing on LinkedIn, and they will say that they recently lost their role, but when you go on like their platform, for example, you just see a similar trail of them um saying congratulations, they got a new job role, and then they move on, and then they move on to another job. But in between, there was nothing. There was no content. There was no discussions about the industry. There was no involvement in anything that was showcased, or just normal content to add to the fact that they're working at this place, but they're also a thought leader. Not many people have been able to really utilize that, and as a result, when it comes down to them losing the job, they find it incredibly hard, because it's like they're playing catch up now compared to other people who may have been in a particular pickle previously, but they managed to leverage their personal brand to allow them to get a job, or allow them to network and meet new people that can allow them to get opportunities. You know what I mean? And I wish everyone the best in terms of employment and stuff like that as well. But I'll be real with you, man. A job right now is what we thought it was in terms of level of security is not what it is now. And I don't want to be like, trying to scaremonger and, spread sad news and that, but it all ties into the importance of the personal brand and why it's so important. And even for graduates coming out of university, you're competing against so many different graduates. It's a joke. And you need a personal brand. You need to utilize LinkedIn and these platforms to showcase yourself and to make yourself stick out in such a crazy market right now. Is the only way that you can be in a position to even kickstart your career. Like honestly, when I talk about personal branding, it is no joke. And initially, when I was starting in terms of the personal branding coaching, I understood the importance of it, but I didn't understand how detrimental it can be if you do not start now. So that's what inspired me to make this video. That's what inspired me. And it's been a long time coming, but I'm really grateful for the opportunity to get out of my comfort zone. I'm not really one for the camera to be speaking directly, but I got a mission now. I got a mission and I have an objective, and it's only right that I share this with you to help you. I want to help you be the best person you can be. And as far as I'm concerned, I want everyone to understand that personal branding is not an ego thing. Personal branding is a way for you to get leverage in a fast moving economy to future proof yourself for future success. That's what I believe. All you need to do is take action, start building your personal brand, start in ways that feel comfortable for you, and just keep going. Because that deadline is fast approaching, and we really don't have much time to test and experiment and try out whether our personal brand works by the 30th of November 2027. Once that deadline is cut off, you will see there will be people who would have been left behind because they never focused on building their personal brand, and those who have moved to the other side. And then I feel like there's going to be like a gate that's going to kind of close off those who did not focus or did not pay attention or did not heed the signs that were presented to them. And I don't want that for you. I don't want that for you. Honestly, I don't want that for you. And that's the reason why I'm here. I'm going to be producing so much different content. There will be content of me just, wrapping it with you, having a conversation and sharing my insights of different topics. There's many people in, the UK doing amazing things who I really want to champion and showcase them as to why their personal brand is amazing to see, even for myself, and just seeing how they were able to navigate and build a brand and allow themselves to develop these opportunities. You know what I mean? Those are the people that I want to showcase on this platform. And most importantly, I think I just want to be able to showcase the work that I do, and giving you the tips and the strategies to implement to develop your personal brand. All I ask of you is to please, no more excuses. We don't have much time. If you want to speak with me directly to see how I can help, then please let me know. But honestly, this is what I know I need to do now. I need to create content to allow people to understand that we are running very short on time. November, or the 30th of November 2027 is going to be fast approaching. We can't afford to miss that boat and not have our personal brands in check in order for us to be the people that we want to become. If you want to do something and you don't know how, focus on building your personal brand, and in the process reverse engineer the process of what you're trying to do. And from there you'll have a better idea of how you're doing it and the people you need to meet and the strategies you need to kind of incorporate. And I have a lot of expertise and insights into that world that I'll be sharing, and I'm really looking forward to the opportunity to share it with you all. But I can ramble about this for a long time, and these videos, like I said, they're not going to be edited. I just want to really just use this as therapy even for myself, just to share my experiences and share where I'm coming from, and just letting you know that if I can do all these things and get to another level, then you can as well. And I want to use it to document the journey as well, because trust me, I'm not missing that deadline. I assure you, I am not missing that deadline, but I don't want you to miss it as well. So on that note, I'll leave you with that. And yeah, please like, comment, subscribe. Looking forward to the journey. Please comment if you have any questions. you want to show some love, let me know that you're here, you're listening to the content. And yeah, man, we're just building. I'm just using this really just to, you know, reinforce the why behind everything that I'm doing, and to really have a platform that I can just use to share my experiences. And you know, I want to leave a legacy, man. I want to leave a legacy. And you know, I got big dreams, I got big ambitions, I got big plans. And it's one day at a time. You know, it's one day at a time. But I know with God on my side, um everything and anything is possible. So incredibly grateful and blessed to be alive and well, to be able to wake up and even do these things as well. And that's the main thing I want to really do, man. Just share personal branding insights, AI insights, and just give you the energy that you need to really just push through, man. I'm not here for any of that negative crazy drama on social media. If you're on this platform, you're just here for good vibes and good energy, and just to hear me just talk about things that matter, man. Because there's loads of things that don't matter, but you matter. And as long as you matter, you need to focus on the things that you need to do for yourself to make sure that you excel and get to the stage that you are destined to be in, man. Trust me, I'm on your side, man. You're in the winners team, winner circle right now. But on that note, too much rambling, but I appreciate it. I appreciate you just locking in with your boy, and I'll be back with another video next week. But yeah, look after, man. Peace out.